The first high school facility was built in September of 1917, and the current location of where the school is right now. And what's awesome is that next September we're going to be experiencing our 100th anniversary in that building. Our vision for our school district is riding innovation to excellence. And what's really unique about this community is that you can be innovative, but at the same time you have to embrace and respect tradition. And I think the greatest tradition in Arcola, out of all the amazing traditions they have, I think the most amazing is the true partnership that exists between the community and the school. About 3 years ago, some community leaders got together with school leaders and they talked about what can we do to really take our school district to the next level. And those kind of conversations don't normally happen together. It's normally the school driving and the community supporting, but this was really at the ground floor conversations about what are we going to do to move forward. After about 6 months, the group in the community decided that this group recommended the school board that we look to a one-to-one digital learning platform. By one-to-one digital learning platform, I'm talking about every student having their own device, from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, having their own device. The Apple technology and the iPad, which is ultimately the device we chose for our students, just opens up a whole world of creativity for kids. And you can do all the things you can do with a laptop, with an iPad, but there's so many additional things you can do. Tim Monahan, who is one of those community leaders who was in the conversation very early on, he got a group of 30 to 35 community members together and said, we want to do a fund drive to help support the school district. And they ran literally a 3-week fund drive, and they raised in 3 weeks $750,000 for us to jumpstart this program. In October of 2014, we kicked off the one-to-one digital learning environment. When you've got your students in grades 7 through 12 telling you that they're engaged more, they love what they're doing, they're more connected with their instructors, they feel like they can communicate better with their instructors, and those things are unbelievable. We just started a new partnership. We're one of 3 schools with Eastern Illinois University. Next year, we're going to be offering between 12 and 16 dual credit hours for our high school juniors and seniors, because when you talk about dual credit, for you to be able to, in the past, to be able to offer dual credit as a high school, you had to have an instructor with a master's degree. Now, with this technology, the Eastern professors are still going to be the teacher of record. They're going to be working with our local teacher. Our kids are able to Skype in for lessons with the Eastern professor. And I mean, we can offer those kinds of opportunities that we never could before this technology. The reason we're here today and the reason we've really continued to be innovative, being an innovative leader while providing an individual learning experience for each individual kid, is because of the incredible partnership that we have with the community of Arcola.
Well, the Arcola Record-Herald is, as far as we can tell, the oldest continuously running business in Arcola. And it really is part of the story of Arcola. The oldest newspaper in the county was the Douglas County Shield that was run out of Tuscola. It was a Republican newspaper. That was typical of the day, that newspapers were political instruments. And so this group of Democrats, which included Colonel S.B. Blackwell from Arcola, and the Blackwell family still lives in Arcola, they were part of that group that pledged $600 to the newspaper to get them to convert over to a Democrat newspaper. Abraham Lincoln won the election, and the newspaper failed after that. So Colonel Blackwell took his wagons from Arcola to Tuscola and loaded up the printing presses, loaded up the whole plant, and brought it to Arcola, which then became the Arcola Record. So really the record has its, even though it was founded in 1866, it was founded with the equipment from the oldest newspaper in the county. Arcola is a very proud town, proud of our athletics, proud of our academics, proud of the tourism industry that has been built up, proud of our buildings, our people, our culture. We do try to chronicle that, and we do try to support that. And so, for instance, last year when we won the state football championship, the newspaper had a big hand in rallying people and cheering the team on and recording those moments for posterity. And the main thing is that we do in Arcola is we keep the news local. It's something that we take seriously. We're certainly very open, even though my wife and I have only had the paper for a year. We're very cognizant of the history of the paper and the importance that the paper, it's an institution, like the library, the school, City Hall, the fire department. These are all institutions that help define a city. And that's a serious role that we take. The newspaper really is the chief communication vehicle for the community. It sets a tone. That tone is akin to the town's attitude. The newspaper tries to reflect that, and I think that's important for a community because it's an identification that goes along with what does it mean to be in Arcola. And you see all the purple around town, and we pick up on those things and we try to reflect it and pass that back on. Of course, the state football championship was the story of the year, but Broomcorn Festival and the Raggedy Ann sculpture and Arcola is just always moving forward. It's constantly moving. Arcola does not stand still, and we're excited to be a part of that.
Main business district was on the west side of what is now Chestnut Street, facing the railroad. By the turn of the century, most of what we see there was already built. Most of the buildings were brick with very heavy exterior walls, 9 to 14 inches wide, but multiple courses of brick, and that makes them a very permanent, solid kind of structure. Most of the buildings are of a design that will stand another 150 years. A guy named Schneider, who had Schneider's Bakery, he immigrated from the Alsace-Lorraine in the 1880s and eventually built what was called, I believe, the Saratoga Hotel, but it's the only 3-story building still intact on Main Street. It's now called the Old Brick Wall, and it's kind of a gift shop. But that building was the site for many of the national conventions for the broomcorn industry. A number of associations and societies, the Elks, the Moose, the Lions, various Civil War veterans group would use a second floor of my office building and part of the Emporium building for meeting areas. One of the elderly historians from this community from 1980, now deceased, but Modesta Scott, talked about remembering going up in the second floor of the Emporium for a community dance that one of those associations was having. I happened to get an 1866 Arcola Record newspaper, but I was surprised, at the kind of businesses that were advertising in 1866. The community was 11 years old then. They had at least 3 law offices advertising for businesses. There were like 4 or 5 doctors. There were a number of grocery stores. There were just a lot of economic activity going here. When you look at the population base, it wasn't as large as we have now. In 1865, my forebears, Daniel D. Otto, and 2 other Amish families came to Arcola. It then had been established 10 years, had moved from the Kaskaskia River into the Illinois Central Railroad. And my forebears got off of the train across the street from where my office now is. I can look out my window and see where they were when they arrived in 1865. And I suspect that the building I'm in may have been there. It was a hotel at one point. So it's meaningful for me to feel that connection going back 150 years.
So Greenmill Village is a 65-acre mixed-use development. It's right over by the I-57 corridor. And the development itself is one of those that we've had multiple visions over the last several years of what it could be and what we want it to become. And really a lot of it comes down to just being a business extension of Arcola. And for us, in the way that we develop it, I think that people look at the downtown as having the perfect shops that are local and quaint, that you can get your gifts and the antiques, and there's restaurants. And we just wanted to be able to expand upon that, and knowing that we have that 65 acres to develop it so that there's more to do, there's more to see, so that people stay and come to Arcola and our region. So the first thing that came to fruition was the hotel. And we knew that we wanted to do a hotel years ago. And one of the smartest things that we thought about was having that convention center tied to the hotel. Because in this area, there's not a lot of places that you can host a large conference or a large wedding reception or a special event. And knowing that we are a part of Amish country of Illinois that basically makes up Arcola, Arthur, Sullivan, and Tuscola, we knew that we wanted it to be unique to us and tell our story of our region. And so I started working with local area businesses that we knew that we could pull from artwork. And then we started looking at, okay, the guest rooms. Like, what would be the thing that people would want to talk about? When they stay at our hotel, when they leave, what are they going to talk about? And so we thought, why not take it one step further and team up with, one of our companies that we have in this area that could make the furniture for us. And so we did that. And the story that we tell everybody is that you go into a guest room and you could flip over the end table, and there is a signature underneath each one of those pieces, and it's of the Amish craftsman that actually made that piece of furniture. When people come to Arcola, the thing that we see the most of is they want to know about Raggedy Ann and Andy. They want to know about Broomcorn Festival. They want to know about the Wall Dogs. They want to know about the Hippie Museum. All of these little aspects that really make Arcola what it is. And then they start venturing out because they see that just because Arcola is a small town, there's so much to do. We opened Greenmill Village Theater in 2015, and so we ran Half Stitch the Musical in 2015. And over 9,000 people came to see that show over the 20 weeks that we ran that. And so it really sparked the idea of people are coming here for various reasons, but once they're here, there has to be something to do. So currently right now we have the hotel, we have the theater, and then we also have Carriage Crossing Senior Living. For us, Carriage Crossing is a great extension of the Greenmill Village development because it provides another location and another option for housing for residents in the area. I think that it doesn't matter what town you are. It doesn't matter whether you have 1,500 people, whether you have 5,500 people. When you're a small town, there's a lot of struggles. And if we're sedentary, then I think that it puts us in a very, very dangerous location as to, are we gonna be one of those small towns that die out? And we don't want to be that. And so knowing that we have the 65-acre development that we are continuing to build and to thrive on, and only hope that in the next 20 years that also continues to grow, is that is just the extension for the city itself.
And Arcola is very proud and honored to have a Carnegie Library. I think it is unique for Arcola in that For 111 years, we have pretty much maintained the originality of the original building. So you can come in here and see pretty much what it was like 111 years ago when it was started. The mayor of Arcola at that time, Thomas Monahan, and the editor of one of the newspapers, Frank Collins, became aware that Carnegie was giving away most of his fortune. And Carnegie, at the end of his life, actually gave away 90% of all of his fortune. And at one time, he was considered the wealthiest man in the world. When they got the approval, they went ahead, they made arrangements to build the library. There were different designs offered. They chose a classical revival. I understand there are only 3 of them in Illinois of this style. In 1903, the mayor received notification that Carnegie would give the funds for the library. In 1904, the cornerstone was laid, and in 1905, we had a dedication. Carnegie did like to have a few things in the construction of the building. One thing was he liked to have a large, prominent front door to welcome people to the facility, which the library has. He also liked to have a large stairway leading up to the front door, which meant elevation to wisdom, to enlightenment. He also liked to have his buildings lit. That symbolized to Carnegie enlightenment through knowledge and wisdom. We are a modern library, and in 2003, we doubled the size of the library, and it is a modern library. We have a modern front desk. We have a bank of computers which the patrons can use. We have quite a selection of books they can check out. We have a large selection of CDs and DVDs. I think if you walk into this library, it's a historical place of beauty. But if you walk into the north end, it's a modern, technologically sound library. We have people come in here just to read the publications. We take the daily papers. They come in just to read those. You can get them on the internet, but they prefer to come to the library. I think if Andrew Carnegie came to the library today, he would be very proud of the way we have kept it. I think he would be proud that we modernized it, because his whole philosophy of life was you have to educate yourself, whether it's through coming to the library or getting on your internet or what. That was his whole theme in life. That's why he did so well in life. He educated himself. In fact, when we put the new addition onto the library in 2003, you'll notice the inside stairway is a long ascending stairway to the main part of the library. Again, that symbolizes Carnegie's elevation to knowledge.
I love that story. What a beautiful facility that is.
And Doc Errol tells it. What a sweetheart. I just wonder how many patients he's seen over the years.
You know what? I'm going to ask him here
Yeah, you
in
can
just
ask
a
him. You're
minute.
going to talk to him here in a minute, aren't you?
I am.
We do know we had the pharmacy, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's probably seen a lot of people over the years. Right now, there's no one calling. Listen,
But there will be.
there will be, because we're up to 70. Let me go through a couple names real quick. Dick from Hinesboro, Larry from Tuscola, Emily from Arcola, Linda from Hinesboro, and Barb from Arcola. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand, everybody.
Good job.
It's really interesting. We have 8 people at the phone lines. We have a news operator, David Porter, behind me.
With the Arcola Herald.
And we're so happy he's here. He's been so great to us, and really ran a lot of stories, let people know that WEIU is in Arcola, and they wanted to capture the essence of Arcola.
Yes, that is so true. We had Tom Mulligan earlier, and he talked about the school and community partnership, and what a great partnership that is, and the one-on-one learning and all the different things that the students are able to get out of their education in Arcola. It's truly amazing. We heard from David back here about the newspaper, the longest running business in Arcola, Wilmer Auto, the historic downtown, and family and different parts of history there. So lots and lots of great stories. We're already switching chairs back here to answer phones, but lots and lots of great stories. If you would like a copy of this DVD to keep for your very own or to give away as a gift, all you have to do is call the number at the bottom of your screen, go online at weiu.net as well.
We had somebody just go online and they actually called and said, I'm not sure how to do that. So we walked her through it. So hopefully she got through. Right now we need the phones to get going. We need phone calls. It's really quiet in here. You can almost hear crickets chirping.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear those phones ringing, especially these storytellers right here. We have 3 of them right there. We have Mark and David and Carolyn, and you'll be hearing from Mark in the next segment. And he has a story about the Hippie Memorial, which I never even knew existed in Arcola.
Right.
And if you didn't know it either, you will soon.
He seems, Mr. Moomaw, is that correct?
Bob.
Bob. I wish I could have met him. He just seems like a really, really unique individual and artistic, and I just would have loved to have met him. He did a really good job telling the story.
Yeah, and we have, let's see, what else do we have coming up? We have the Arcola Foundation and why it's a great destination, and special people that have been visiting there, the Wall Dog story, lots of great stories yet to be told. But right now we need to hit how many calls do we need to hit? What's our goal?
We're right now we're at 70. We want to get to 100. This small town of Arcola, if they can get to 100, that is like unbelievable because you all have hit hard already. We're already at 70. There's people on the phone. Can we get to 100?
Yes, we can. Yes, you can. I believe in you.
You know, this is not just a fly-by-night program on Arcola. This is a group of champions that got together and said, you know what? These are the stories we'd like to be told. They tried to find the right storytellers to tell them. They took their time, their efforts to come in and sit down on the interview, which sometimes can be very intimidating, but they did it. And then we took the footage back here. We spent months editing it. And here you go tonight. What you're seeing is a lot of love going into a program just about your hometown.
Absolutely. And you know what? You have allowed us to become a part of Arcola, and you have become a part of our family, and that really means something special to us. Jane and I are co-project managers on the Our Story series, and we really take it to heart, all the stories that we get to hear from all of these awesome storytellers, because you know what? We share tears, we share laughs, we share hugs, we share all kinds of things that are very personal, and we want to thank everybody here tonight for doing that. Thank you so much.
Now, thinking of personal, I think you need to go talk to Dr. Errol here in a second. You about ready to go talk to him?
I'm going to go talk to him.
I want to find out what he's got to say. He's sitting
Look
over there.
at him
just
sitting
waiting.
over there waiting on me. Let me go talk to him right now. So Dr. Errol, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you were a doctor in Arcola for several years. Talk to me just for a few seconds about that.
Well, actually, my dad is the one that had the pharmacy in 1948
Oh, okay.
and had the coffee clubs, and then Larry Bushu took it over from him.
All right. See, we're learning something
know that.
still every day.
And I've been a physician there. I'm retired now, about 10 years, but I was a physician for about 42 years.
Okay. And so I have been told to ask you, how many babies have you delivered in Arcola?
I don't know, but I would assume between 15 and 1,600.
15 and 1,600. So that's like half your town.
Well, we're a growing town.
Yes,
maybe
you
not
are.
quite.
Yes, you are. So, anyway, thank you for telling the story about
Thank
the
you.
library tonight, and that's also where we were able to hold the production for Arcola. This is our story, and you allowed us the opportunity to do that as well.
Well, this is a great thing you're doing for Arcola. It's a great thing for any community, and we thank you.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Jana, back to you.
Thank you, Ken. Right now, the phone calls, I know they're not going to continue to be, there's no phone calls. We want you to call right now. Arcola, you have stepped up to the plate tonight, and when it's quiet in here, like, where are the people? Thank you so much. Who's going to be the next person? For $75, you can have a DVD of Arcola, This Is Our Story. If you want more than that, they're $60 each. So right now, if you're out there and you've been watching all night and you've just been saying, I don't know if I want to call, tonight's the night. Once we get all the orders in, we're going to place an order. So we want you to call tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow or next week to do it. Do it tonight.
And if you want to talk to anybody, you can talk to Mick right over here. He's been waiting on a phone call, and he is going to be coming up in the next segment. He is talking about the wall dogs. And if you haven't seen those murals in Arcola, they are beautiful.
They are.
Tell a lot of history right there.
Just the wall dogs coming to your community, that's such a great experience.
Well, we see David Porter sitting there waiting for a phone call, and Nancy. Oh, you're over here on this side. It's
Nancy,
opposite.
come
on
on. Oh,
the
look at
screen
David
here.
right there. Come on.
Yep.
Somebody who knows David, call now.
Get the energy going back in
We
here,
need
or
some
else we're going to
energy.
have to start doing stand-up or something,
Yeah.
which isn't going to be as good as the stories and all the amazing phone
Absolutely
calls
not.
coming in.
So we've learned several things tonight. I learned that Dr. Errol, his father was the one that owned the pharmacy, not him. I thought maybe he was a doctor and a pharmacist. Can you imagine that?
But it's all
He
in
is
the
smart. He could do
history of their
both.
family.
That's right.
Hey, I've got some thank yous here. We have Bill from Arcola.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have Tracy from Mount Zion, and she is the great-granddaughter of Roy and Lily Gear.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you so much for calling in.
What a special story.
And we have Pam from Mattoon, and we have Dick from Urbana.
Wow, thank you so much. Give yourself a hand.
So we're up to 74.
We are 26 away from reaching that 100-person goal. I know you can do it, Arcola. You have stepped up. I mean, you're champions. Think about your sports that you've had. You guys are champions, and tonight we want you to be a champion.
You know
for
what
us.
I'm going to do? I'm going to throw out a request. If you played Arcola sports, if you're one of those amazing champions, you give us a call right now, and that's a lot of people. We can hit that
He's
26 just
focusing in
like
on
that.
it.
Right there.
There's that jacket. I want to know whose jacket that is. I'm not sure, Carolyn. Where's Carolyn at? I want to know whose jacket that is that they're showing right now.
Seriously, though, if you were an Arcola Purple Rider, you give us a call right now because I'm sure there's some Purple Riders sitting up here. If you are a lawn ranger, if you're a lawn ranger or were a lawn ranger, if you have marched with the lawn ranger, if you enjoy watching them, you give us a call right now and you tell them, hey, thanks for telling that story. I had no idea they were in that many parades.
I had no idea either, and it looks like they have a lot of fun, and they have a lot of snacks and treats while they're doing it too, and they have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun.
They are funny. The phones are quiet right now. Listen, we need you to call. We are going closer and closer to that 100-person call goal. I know Arcola can do it. Give us a call right now. If you've enjoyed this program, don't wait. We want you to call. We need you to call the numbers on the bottom of the screen, and when it gets quiet in here, the energy level just goes way down. Let's see if we can get a phone blitz right now.
What do we have to do to get you to
What do we have
call?
to do?
What do we have to do? Do we have to talk about more amazing? Did you get Terry Miller up here?
Terry Miller.
That's funny.
We could.
Here we've got some more
Yeah.
thank yous. We've got
He
some
could,
more
hey,
thank
if we
yous.
had him come, he could talk all those old football stories.
He could talk all night.
He would. We will tell you, if you want him to come up here, we will let him
funny.
come, and you can call.
He's over there laughing
He is
about it.
laughing.
We have a thank you for Karen in Arcola and also Kathy
Thank
from
you.
Charleston. We've got more
Come
phones starting to
on.
ring right now. Let's get this energy going. I'm going to throw down these papers and we're going to get serious right here because we are your public broadcasting station and we have been welcomed into the great community of Arcola. There's Terry right here. He drove all the way from Lexington,
Woohoo, Terry.
Kentucky, to be part of this program, and he's done it 3 times now. He's being summoned over here
No,
on
Harold-
the phone.
Harold?
We have Harold. He's coming in. He told the very first story of the program this evening, and it was all about how Arcola came to be.
Let's talk about him for a second. I had the privilege of interviewing him, and he is the best storyteller. I'm sitting there on the edge of my seat. He's just so funny, and I love his accent, too. He said he's from down south. I can't imagine why. I mean, he's got that southern accent. But what a great story about how Arcola became Arcola.
Yeah, it moved from the river to
No.
the rails. So anyone who knows about the Kaskaskia River up there in that area, that's where it used to be, called Baghdad. Who knew? I didn't. These are the great things about this program. It's all about our story, and Arcola is telling their story tonight.
It's really interesting how the stories were chosen because they didn't want it just to be a boring program. We were told.
That's what we were told.
We were told we want it to be fun. We want it to have historical value. We want people to say, "Wow, I didn't know Arcola had that," and I want to go meet the people in Arcola, and I want to go see all those great people that told the stories about Arcola.
Arcola is growing. It has great people. It has lots of events. It has lots of history. It has all kinds of great things that are amazing about Arcola.
You know, when I think about Arcola, one of the first times I went there was the Broomcorn Festival. And what this small town would be invaded by all these people.
Like 50,000.
How do they even, where do they stay? What do they do? I mean, the people in Arcola, you have done it right. And that's what's so exciting about these small towns. They're dying off every day, but not Arcola. You have got together, you figured out what you need to do in 2017, and you have done it. And we're so proud of you, and we're so proud that we got to know you. The jacket is Dalton
Pantier?
Pantier?
Pantier.
Pantier. We do not want to get that wrong. So what a treasure. Now, he must have been some great sports athlete. State championship
There you
team.
go.
Okay, we knew Rob would know. Rob Calhoun is sitting over here at the phone bank, and he's one of ours. So thank you, Rob, for being a part of this program tonight. Yeah, there he is. All his fans wave to him. Let's get back to business. We need you to call.
We had 3. We have 2 people on the phone right now, which means we have 6 more standing by. And David Porter's back here going, come on, somebody call me. I need them to call. He's all about telling stories. He's the publisher of the newspaper, so he
and
wants
if
to
you-
hear yours too.
If the phone rings and he doesn't answer it, but you want to talk to him, just tell that person, I want to talk to David. We can do that. They'll switch back and forth, which makes it really fun here in the studio.
If you're just watching tonight and you're thinking, gosh, I wish my cousin or my sister or brother out of state could see this, you can. You can tune in to WEIU.net and watch tonight's program. We still have a few more stories to share with you. We'll get back to the program here momentarily, but what you need to do right now is pick up the phone, call the number at the bottom of your screen, and tell them you want a copy or more of one of these great DVDs.
You know, I can just imagine sitting in your easy chair tonight in your living room with your drink and your popcorn and you're enjoying this. How many of you have been affected by it emotionally? Did you cry? Did you laugh? Were you proud watching this program? So if you're one of those right now and you haven't called, don't miss out on it. $75 will get you a DVD. We'd be happy to send it to you if you want to buy it, and we can send it to a friend or a family member. We would love to do that too.
Absolutely. I have put a challenge out for all of the Lawn Rangers, for all of the Purple Riders to give us a call. We are probably only, maybe 12 away from hitting the goal that we need to.
We're close.
And you know what? You can do it. I know you
That's
can do
mine.
it. Amazing Arcola. You have never let a challenge go
No.
by that you haven't said, we're champions, we're going to win this, we're going to do it, we're going to meet that goal.
So let's have who's going to be the next person. Number 2, who's going to get the phone ringing right now. The phone number's at the bottom of your screen. We would love to have you call. For $75, we'd be happy to send you a DVD, this precious DVD of your community. There's nobody else that's going to do a program just on Arcola. Not like this. They may come in and do a quick little video of your town, but they're not going to take the time and the effort that goes into doing a program like this. It's a 4-month effort on behalf of WEIU, and we could not have done it without our storytellers, but we cannot continue to do programs like this unless you call tonight.
We've got some more thank yous, Brenda. Let's have those right here. We have Barney from Arcola, and Margaret from Arcola, and Warren from Effingham.
Thank you so
So we're up to
much.
79 callers
Oh my
this
gosh,
evening.
79?
Yep.
That's 21 we need, right? 21? 21, okay, come on. Who is gonna be the next one? We can get to 21, and I'll tell you what, if we do get to 100, we are gonna have the biggest celebration in this room tonight, because what's the population of Arcola? Somebody tell me.
3,000.
A little town of Arcola, 3,000 people. We need 100 of you to call tonight, and we are getting so close to that number. If you've appreciated this program, please call us. Going into the program, we will, if you want to continue to watch, but you can continue to call. We would love to hear from you.
Okay, we're up to 80, so we're
Oh,
counting down to
20.
20. Bobby from Camargo, you
Thank
just hit
you.
the 80 number. We need 20 more people to call in tonight, but right now we're going to get you back to the program. We've got a few more stories to share with you, and then we'll see you here again in just a few minutes.
Thank
Arcola,
you.
this is our story.
Thank you.